Hi everyone, and welcome to our video lesson on stem and leaf plots. Stem and leaf plots are one of the ways we're going to organize and represent data. So let's get right into it with a definition. This is the definition of a stem and leaf plot. So a stem and leaf plot is a table where data is displayed. In this display, each data value is split into a leaf, which is usually the last digit of a number, and a stem, the other digits. For example, the number 32 is split into a stem, 3, and a leaf, 32, and a leaf, 2. So let's take a look at example 1. It says the stem and leaf plot below has organized data from a physical education class. Students were asked to do sit-ups for 1 minute, and the results are displayed below. So here's our table. It's called the number of sit-ups. That's sort of the title of our stem and leaf plot. We have our stems here, which are 3, 4, and 5. This is the tens digits are called the stems. Tens are the stems. So this 3 represents sit-ups in the 30s. This stem represents sit-ups in the 40s. And these are the 50s. Now the leaves are going to make things a little bit more specific because these are the ones digits. These are the leaves, so the tens and the ones. And here's our key. So if you have a 3 as your stem and a 6 as your leaf, then the number that represents is 36. So let's see if we can answer these questions based on the given stem and leaf plot. Okay, letter A. What is the least amount of sit-ups done by a student in this class? Well, okay. The least amount would be right here, 34. Because in the 30s, we had one student do 34 sit-ups, another one do 36, another one do 38, another student did 38, but the least amount would be 34 sit-ups. So let's write that in. Letter B. What is the greatest amount of sit-ups done by a student in this class? Well, now we got to go sort of to the other extreme. In the 50s, I would say the greatest number right here, 52. Okay. Stem and leaves are really easy to read. What is the range of the data? Well, if you remember from our previous lesson, range is the highest minus the lowest value in the data set. So we have the highest right here, 52 minus 34. What's that going to be? 18. So 18 sit-ups. And what that tells us is that there's a difference of 18 sit-ups between our most adept sit-up doer and our least, as long as every student was giving full effort. And that's a lot of sit-ups. All right, what is the median of the data? Well, we know how to find a median, but in order to count to the middle of our data set, we have to write out our data in order from lowest to highest. So from this data table, I'm going to write these numbers down. So I'm going to write down 34, 36, 38, 38, 40, 43, 46, 47, 47, and then 50, 50, 51, and 52. And I'm going to start to cross things off. So I'm going to do my lowest with my highest, and so on, and so on, and so on, until I get to the middle. And so my answer right here, 46 sit-ups, is my median. Okay, and finally, letter E. What is the greatest amount of sit-ups that were done in the 40s? So now we have to go to the 40s. In the 40s, the highest amount would be 47 sit-ups. So 47 sit-ups, highest amount in the 40s. Okay, let's go to the back side. Example 2, our final example in this video. It says Class A and Class B took a math test. These scores for each class are shown in the stem and leaf plot below. Now this is actually referred to as a double stem and leaf plot. So check out how cool this is. You've got your stems in the middle. The stems are the tens. So some of the scores on the math tests were in the 60s, like D level, 70s, 80s, 90s, and hundreds. Now, Class B is over here to the right. So we're going to read that just like we would. Like if this wasn't here, we would just read this like a normal stem and leaf. So we had a student score a 60%, another student scored a 60%, we have a 70, a 71, etc., etc. No hundreds from Class B. Now, if we cover this guy up and read right to left, you can see we have Class A scores. And so you want to read like 60. 60 is one of the scores, and then 68. You're kind of reading from right to left here as opposed to left to right. We had a 70, a 75, an 84, etc., etc., and 2 100s in Class A. Okay, so now we're going to answer these questions. So it says, which class had the highest score? Well, I think I just established we had 200% in Class A, so I'm going to go with Class A had the highest score. Which class had the lowest score? It's a tie. Each class had a student receive a 60%, so I'm going to say that. Both classes tied for the lowest score at 60%. All right, which class had the greater range? Which class had the greater range? Well, I got to find high minus low. So let's do the range for Class A, and then we'll do the range for Class B, and we'll compare. So Class A, we're taking the highest, 100, minus the lowest, 60, and 100 minus 60 is 40. That's a big difference between the highest and the lowest scores. Class B, here the highest is 92 and the lowest is 60. So 92 minus 60, 32. So who's got the greater range? Class A. I'll just highlight that as our answer. All right, what is the median score for Class B? So for Class B over here on the right, I'm going to have to write out all the scores and find the middle. So here I go. I've got 60, 60, 70, 71, 73, 73, 75, 76, 77, 84, 85, 86, 91, and 92. Now I'll start to cross to the middle, lowest, highest, next with the next. Keep going, keep going. Oh, I crossed the wrong one. So this one goes, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. And now I've got 2 in the middle. So to find that median, I'm going to have to find the mean of a 75 and a 76. Now, many of you already know that's 75.5, but I'll show it. 75 plus 76 divided by 2 is 151 divided by 2, 75.5. So this is my median for Class B. Letter E. What is the mean for Class A? Okay, the mean for Class A means I have to add all these scores up and divide by how many I have. Well, let me count here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've got division by 14 because that's how many students took the test. And now I got to find my sum. So I'm going to add all of these up. Here we go. From Class A, 60, 68, 70, 75, 84, 86, 90, 91, 92, 94, 94, 96, 100, 100. Oh, I think I only did 10 there. Let me add an extra 90. 1,200. So if I take 1,200 divided by 14, I get an 85.7%. So that's going to be my mean for Class A. And last but not least, what is the mode for Class A? So which score occurs most often for Class A? Well, we only have 160, 168. Do we have any doubles? Okay, right here. We've got 294s, but we also have two 100s. So we can have two modes. So the score that occurs the most often is a tie between 94 and 100. So we have two modes. That's how easy this is. As long as you know what mean, median, and mode are and the basics of how a stem and leaf are set up, these are easy. So good luck with it. Thanks for watching.